It is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by FUBO TV. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Rob, and producer Dan along for the ride. Why? Because we are together.
Yay.
Hey.
We're in New Jersey.
Yes, we are shooting Blitzball Battle 3.
Yes.
Which has been awesome so far. We are through 4 of our 17 games. We have another 4 today. That'll wrap up the regular season, and then we will get to the postseason. We can't tell you a lot about it right now, but it's been awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. We have some new rules. I have a new teammate, which I think you've mentioned before on the show. It's producer Dan.
Producer Dan.
And let's just say it was a bloody mess.
Yes, it was.
Game 1.
Yes, it was.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines that happened unfolded in that one. But there are new rules. We have listened to our community a little bit. We have made some adjustments. It was fun yesterday. That's all I could say.
The atmosphere here is different. Oh,
what the hell?
no.
Oh, my God. Rourke with his stupid alarm on his phone. Holy smokes. You got to be kidding me. Rourke, seriously?
I thought that was your phone. Oh, yeah, Dan. He's in trouble.
Oh, my God.
He's in trouble now.
Your teammate. All right, I just want to let you know that FUBO is a streaming service. More than 200 live channels, sports, movies, shows, and news. They have a really great channel lineup that includes Fox, FS1, FS2 for your World Baseball Classic games, ESPN for your big-time matchups, including Sunday Night Baseball, and more local sports networks than any streaming service. So visit FUBOTV.com/baseball today to see which channels are in your lineup and score 15% off your first month. We want to save you money. We want you to get watch all your games. It is that simple. FUBOTV.com/baseball today. 15% off your first month. Plus, a little bit later, we're going to hand out a free Baseball Today t-shirt to whomever we pick to win our FUBO TV Question of the Week. Okay? We got a bunch of great ones, so it was tough for me to narrow it down, but had to do that. All right, let's get things going with Jacob deGrom. Slowed by the sore side at the beginning of camp. He threw live BP on Wednesday, and he hit 100. It's the most deGrom thing ever. Rangers don't know if he'll be ready for opening day. He seems to think he will be in 3 weeks. Is 25 healthy starts enough to say, yeah, this was a really solid signing?
We were talking about it on the way in. I said, what was this contract again? You told me it was 5 for $185. You also said that's less than $40 million a year. Good math by you.
Thank you.
I think if you told the Rangers right now that you could have Jacob deGrom for 25 starts per year during the contract, I think they would take it, depending on where they are. Like, if we're going to skip some starts in April and be ready for September push and into the playoffs, and I think they 100% take it. If you end up missing those starts at the end of the season, because the Rangers want to be in the postseason, they're going for it. If he doesn't have those starts in September into the postseason, then I would say it's not worth it. Like, you need, like, I get it. He's like a culture-changing sign for you, but you need him when it counts.
But isn't that 7 starts that you're saying, okay, not a big deal? Doesn't that mean that's 1 a month, more than 1 a month? Couldn't that be the start that pushes them into the playoffs?
I get it, but 25 starts from Jacob deGrom is, I mean, look, I want him to throw 33. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I just think that if you told them right now 25, but you got him at the right time, they'd take it.
Okay, so a pitcher that throws a starting pitcher that goes the full year.
Yes.
32 starts, right? We can agree that's
from 30 to 33, yes.
That's the number. So we're saying that he can show up 78% of the time when he's supposed to, and that's good enough. I don't think so.
Are you getting 1.3 Jacob deGrom? Then I do think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I just don't. I need it. Guys who are great and legendary show up. And I'm not mad at Jacob deGrom that he's gotten hurt all these years. Well, you know, the last time he had more than 15 starts in a season was 2019.
Yeah.
That's 4 freaking years ago, dude. Like, Scherzer shows up. Verlander shows up. Yeah, Verlander had a Tommy John, I get it. But look at the balance of his 20-year career. He has freaking been there every day, and you don't have to like Justin Verlander, all this sort of... Dude, posts. That means something.
It does mean something. But I think 25 starts in today's game, I don't know if you can sway me off this one. What if I say like 27 starts? Does that change your mind? It has to be 30?
Man.
It's tough.
I would say minimum of average 28 a year over those 5.
God, they would sign up for that in
a second.
heartbeat,
In a second,
bro.
they would. In a second. It'll be curious when we do our team preview. We're going to go through the divisions coming up in, over the next 2 weeks.
I mean, we're already like opening days in question, right?
For him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Rangers won't commit to it.
So we're already down a start or two. I mean, I think they'll be fine.
They won't commit to it. All right. We continue on. By the way, Rangers haven't been to the postseason since 2016. So he's going to have to start a minimum of 28 games, in my opinion, this year to break that.
Okay.
All right. A bunch of stars pitched on Wednesday. Garrett Cole looked really good. He's pitched very well in his 2 starts this spring. Max Scherzer was against Team Nicaragua, right?
Yes.
9 Ks in 3 innings. Selfish.
Gave up a homer, though. Don't forget that part.
Selfish. Alek Manoah pitched
Yes.
pretty well, and then Dylan Cease did not pitch well for the White Sox. But those are 4 pretty big names. Who's going to have the best regular season out of those studs?
They all have the potential to win a Cy Young Award this year. Alek Manoah is, the youngest of all of them, so I kind of want to go with him because the rest of the guys have been seen by the league, even though that really doesn't matter if you look at their statistics.
Right.
But I'm going to go with Garrett Cole because we just talked about posting. Garrett Cole posts.
Yes, he does.
He led the league in starts last year with 33. It just seems to me like he's like if you're going to place a bet and you want the most sure thing out of all those 4 guys, I think Garrett Cole's that guy. Like he seems to me like he's the most consistent. You know what you're going to get out of him. You might get a homer popped in the first inning, a solo shot, but the guy's going to settle down. He has the mentality. I think he wants to have a big year. I think that the Yankees are looking to have a massive year this year, and he's going to be a big part of it.
Okay, I'm not going to get scared off by giving up 11 runs in like less than an inning.
Okay.
Dylan Cease had some amazing numbers last year. I mean, just overall, right? Nearly 230 strikeouts, made 32 starts. That's a big deal. Second in the AL in ERA, strikeouts, and opponent's batting average. Last year, from late May to middle August, he had a 14-start stretch in which he allowed 1 or 0 earned runs.
Yep.
First major leaguer to do that in well over a century, since 1913. That's damn impressive. And all that being said, do you know that last year and in 2020 during the pandemic-shortened season, he led the American League in walks? So he did all this while doing the thing that pisses me off the most, walking batters.
So you're saying there's room to improve.
That's the thing. Is that now last night he had 4 more walks, so maybe we're not exactly off to the best start. But he's fun to watch, man. His pitch mix is special.
Swing and miss stuff plays. It'll get you out of jams. I mean, all 4 of those guys, like I said, could be the Cy Young winner this year. What was he last year? Cy Young 2, right?
I think so. I think he was runner-up to Verlander, wasn't he?
Look,
or not. Who won it last year? Who won it last year?
Didn't Verlander win it last year?
Did he? He did? Yeah, he did.
Him and Sandy.
Yeah, him and
this
Sandy.
This is baseball today. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Turn your baseball brain on.
Well, it's hard. My brain is barely on. But you forget, when Verlander wins so many of these things.
I was going to say, are people getting used to Cole in the AL East? And I was like, maybe I'll go with Scherzer, but he's been in the NL East for a long time.
Cole's numbers were not out of this world great. I think his ERA was 3.5. Some of his other metrics were good. I mean, here's the thing about Cole is that at any time you feel like dude can just go off for like 2 months.
There's a few pitchers in the big leagues that every time they take the mound have no hit potential. He's one of them.
I almost asked the question, I'll probably use it at some point, is what makes his contract pay all the way for the Yankees? Is it simply leading them to a World Series? Because remember, CC Sabathia was like one of the last great pitchers that they brought in via free agency. That was the dude at the time, right? Sabathia was the biggest name, and they won a World Series in his first year.
I think Garrett Cole will tell you that. Like for his contract to be a success, for his Yankee tenure to be a success, he has to win a World Series.
Yeah, I get it. Today's episode, Baseball Today, presented to you by Shady Rays. Glasses are all over the place. Oh, put them on, yeah. Shady Rays offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair ever worn, and you know what? It helps keep money in your pocket. We got durable frames, extremely clear optics as well, and that's not all. The thing I love most about it, the best protection in the history of eyewear, backed by lost and broken replacements. So what that means... All right, Rourke, are you kidding me? Seriously. Unbelievable.
Woo. Look how many alarms he's got.
I know.
Are they off now?
Yeah, they
Nope, there's one on.
Unbelievable.
10:30.
10:30?
Why?
You know,
Oh my
I
God.
kind of like that he has the alarm set because he's making sure he's up.
You know what that alarm was for? Because it probably didn't. It's to go buy his next pair of Shady Rays.
Oh, yes.
Okay, because knowing him, he's breaking pair left and right. So my point is that it's backed by lost and broken replacements. Okay, so if you break your pair on day one, you put it on your chair accidentally, you sit down, or if you're trying to go catch a blitz ball and you run into the wall and you break them, they won't even ask how you did it. They're not saying, can you send me a little proof of that? No, that's not what Shady Rays does. Okay? So head on over to shadyrays.com. Use the code word today for 50% off 2+ pair of polarized sunglasses. Plus, you have the lost and broken replacements.
Are they going to be out of business in like a year?
No.
50% off?
No. They're a strong company.
It's the best deal we've ever given out on baseball.
It's a great deal. It's a great deal. So go get it today. All right, Jose Altuve was kind of fun last night. We normally see him in a Houston Astros uniform. Instead, he was wearing Team Venezuela gear because he will be, one of the centerpieces of in my opinion, an underrated squad heading into the World Baseball Classic. Ended up getting a hit on the first pitch he saw in typical Altuve fashion, right? He's smiling, ended up going 1 for 3 on the night. Which current player would you like to see spend their entire career in a uniform? One uniform.
Okay, I'm cheating a little bit on this one because he was with the Diamondbacks originally, but I'm going to go with Jazz Chisholm in the Miami Marlins.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
I'll tell you why. I am a believer in the Marlins. We just talked about Yuri Perez is his name?
Yeah.
They have more pitching in the pipeline. They have the thing that everyone covets. So, they're on track to be competing. And I think that's such a great city. I want it to be a baseball city. And I think it can be if the team is good. And I like when guys are there in the bad times, and then eventually they get to the good times. Now, that could be the case for Jazz if he sticks around his whole career. I think he kind of fits the vibe of the city, fits the vibe of the Marlins culture that they have there. I think he's a guy that I would love to see there because he's paying his dues now, and I want to see him have success in that ballpark.
Okay, so a few things. Miami's not a sports city.
It can be.
It's just not. The Dolphins have been the biggest thing there in town for decades. Go look at the upper bowl of the stadium there on a Sunday. It's just not filled. It's never – I'm sorry. I'm not sitting here – there's just too much to do in Miami where it's not a sports town. And, we both live in Los Angeles, which isn't considered by most people a great sports town. But there are two things people love there. They love – the Lakers,
yes.
They love the Dodgers,
yes.
And they like USC football when it's hot,
yes.
But those first two teams, you can say whatever you want about Los Angeles, they are huge Dodger and Lakers fans. I don't think in Miami that'll ever happen, and I just don't see him staying there that long. I don't see it.
I mean, that was my answer to the question. Now you're just really poo-pooing all over it.
Yeah,
What's
well,
up with
I am.
that?
I'm here to push you.
Why? I think that's
I'm here
a great
to push
answer.
critical
and
thinking.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I don't think what you're saying about Miami is true. I think they can be a good baseball town, okay?
No.
I think they really can be. We have to put a good product on the field.
Well, they've won 2 World Series.
And then what happened?
Then they sold off the park.
Yes, so you can't do that. A sustained winning culture with Jazz Chisholm leading the way, I think could bring people to the park.
All right, I wish them luck. I think mine has a legit chance of happening.
Okay.
Salvador Perez.
Why wouldn't it happen?
30?
What do you mean? He's there already.
Did you know that he is already number 2 on the Royals' all-time home run list? He's already number 2.
How about that?
You know who number 1 is, right?
George Brett.
With 317. So Salvi is 95 homers shy of becoming Kansas City's all-time home run leader. He's going to be 33 in May. He still has 3 more years on his deal, then a team option where the salary goes down. So he could be 36, still trying to mentor. I don't know where this group is going to go over the next few years. They do have some young, interesting players. But Salvi is there isn't one guy in that organization where they're like, yeah, I'm not so sure about Salvi. They love him. They love him. He means a ton to that organization. He's the sort of guy that could have a statue. Remember, he was the World Series MVP in 2015 on top of everything else. And just a great, great dude.
I was going to talk about Kansas City and bring down an entire city like you did, but
I didn't say it.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, you can't because it is a great sports town.
I like your answer.
You know, the two venues are right next to each other.
Who played there in the big leagues.
Oh, you played in Arrowhead Stadium? When did you take on the Chiefs?
Me and Travis Kelce do look alike.
It's true.
Hey, listen. I like your answer, and I think it's very probable that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already spent, 12 years there?
Right.
I told Moose and Hosmer and Sal, after they won the World Series, and I mean, that place was nuts. Like, they were drawing like crazy. It was awesome to play there. And I thought all three of them had a chance to have a statue. I said, whoever stays here long term is going to have a statue. Like, they brought that city to life, dude. And I'm glad it's going to be Sal. I think he will get a statue there. Mm-hmm. He's meant so much. And he's like, when I thought he was going to go down, his numbers were going to tank, he hits 41 homers. Like, he has had a long career, and he's like kind of upped his offensive output. Like, I don't know. He's like kind of the next Yachty. Is that what you say?
I think that's really fair. I think that's a good compare with more pop.
With more pop. Although Yachty's had some good offensive years too.
Yeah. But I mean, not 40 home runs.
Not 40 home runs. Was that 2019 though? Was that juice ball, Sal? Could have been.
Don't do that to him. Team USA gets going Saturday night in the World Baseball Classic against Great Britain. Give me one guy who's flying under the radar that could have a major impact.
All right. You're going to be mad at me because I'm going to give you two answers here.
I'm already mad because you're going to give me two answers.
I hope I don't take your guy.
I don't think you will.
Okay, I was going to say Lance Lynn. Okay, because I feel like he is like very American. Like, he's going to get on the mound and strike you out and grab his junk and cuss a little bit at you.
Is that American?
I don't know. In my mind, a little bit.
By the way, can we see that in Blitzball?
I'll do it today.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, give us the
I have
Lance
some things
Lynn.
planned,
Good.
As you've seen. But I'm going to keep it in Kansas City. I don't know how much playing time these guys are going to get, but I want Bobby Witt Jr. to shine. I think he's going to come in some different games. He came in last night at shortstop, replaced Arenado against the Giants. They lost. I think if he gets enough playing time, people will really like the way he plays. And also Brady Singer. Royal fans, all they do is, hey, what about Brady Singer? They always say that to us. So I want to see this dude do it on the international stage. I think sometimes guys like that who do fly under the radar are the biggest pieces of the puzzle in international play. You can't have your stars. They don't show up all the time. Sometimes you need these guys to come in and step up. I think these two guys could.
Those are two excellent calls. I'm not going to be mad at you at all.
Thank you.
Because you know why? You gave it some thought, some perspective. I don't know how much this guy, people aren't going to go out and buy his jersey, but I think that he could be a critical piece. I worry about starting pitchers at this level because really, what are we talking? 3 innings?
Yeah.
And it's the early innings, and you're not going to remember what happened in innings 1 through 3 anyway. So I'm going to go with a reliever. I'm going to go with a guy who has bounced around the league, but last year really found his home in Tampa Bay, Jason Adam. I think, I think he played Kansas City, one other team, and then the Cubs. And in 2021, he was non-tendered after that. And here's a guy, and I think he was 30 at the time, probably searching for his major league career, got down to Tampa, and we all know what can happen when you get in the Rays area. Good things happen. And go look at his numbers last year. 75 strikeouts, more than a strikeout per inning, had almost 70 appearances. His previous career high in strikeouts was 37, so he doubled that, which was really impressive. A .75 whip. Good for him. Just had his 4th child. He's got like 4 kids under 4 or something. So we know the man can produce.
I know where you're going with that one.
It's true, though.
You took it home now.
And I think he's going to be pitching in some big situations.
Yeah.
So I like that.
The relievers are a big part of this competition because, like you said, the starters aren't stretched out. So you're going to have 3 innings, 2 innings, then 1-1-1-1-1. Presley's another one, although he's not under the radar, but I think we're going to see him in probably the biggest moments, which is cool to say because he's a buddy of mine. I'm excited to watch the games.
I am too. By the way, did you know that you can shift, that there's no pitch clock? It's all the...
And you know what? Okay, I'm going to go off now. Because I've been a proponent of the pitch clock. I like it. I think it's going to be good for the game. But as I was watching Korea and Australia last night, I'm like, am I making a mistake by backing this? Because it was beautiful watching the emotion and stuff. I didn't have any problem.
But this is so different than any other baseball.
I know it's a rarity. So, it's scarcity, right? Like, that's why the NFL, no one cares about game times. You only get 1 day a week of NFL, really. So I think that's what got me. But I was watching the game last night, and I was like, we don't need a pitch clock.
But we've been waiting 6 years for the World Baseball Classic.
Yes.
So you want to soak it in. And the whole idea of any sort of international competition are the emotional shots of the fans and the players because they're so heavily invested. You're going to freaking feel that way when the Pirates and the Reds are playing in early July.
I know.
No, you're not. You're going to be like, shit, can we get this thing going?
I was also thinking last night, I know we can't have new teams in any cities. We can't have a startup baseball league because of what baseball has and the antitrust exemption.
Monopoly, sorry.
It's true, they do. But what if we started an international league like this? It was just WBC every single year.
You'd hate it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You would hate it.
There's something about the countries and playing for that just makes it different.
But that's the beautiful thing is that we have all these different events. Like the World Cup was freaking awesome.
Yes.
It really was. And then the Women's World Cup is coming.
So you think because it's every couple of years we
the Olympics are coming. Yeah, you have something else to satiate your international sporting appetite. Different events.
I'm a Patriot, love the U.S., no doubt about it. But there's something about watching these other guys represent their country too.
It's great.
Awesome.
I love it. And I think the guys dig it too. I think they like watching the other guys do their thing.
Team, let's go.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, it's time right now for our first FUBO TV fan question of the week. Check them out at FUBOTV.com/baseball today. You're going to get a 7-day free trial and 15% off your first month. So we asked you to send in questions, which you did by the hundreds. We greatly appreciate it. It sucks that we can only pick one winner.
Oh.
But I really, really like this question. So Eric King, this is a great job by you. You're going to get a Baseball Today t-shirt. Enjoy it. Wear it in good health. Your question today. You get to go to any game in baseball history, regular or postseason. Which game are you choosing and why? And he did throw some bouquets your way, saying, of course, you'll probably teleport yourself back to the day that you won a 16-inning game with a homer off of Kike Hernandez.
That is not my career defining highlight, people, okay? A homer off a position player, I get it. I wouldn't go back.
By the way, he said he wanted to go to the shot heard around the world, Giants-Dodgers in 1951.
I'm going to take you back to October 15th, 1988. I already know that you know where I'm going.
Oh, my gosh. In the most improbable of all seasons.
I'm from Los Angeles, okay? I was 2 years old when this was going on. I still feel like I was there because I've seen the highlights so much. Vin's call, the stadium being like, who's walking up to plate right now? Kirk Gibson, Game 1, 1988 World Series versus Dennis Eckersley. The backstory is great. The fact that he was lying on the training room table and he had he remembered Eckersley doing that or saying something about that pitch.
Yes.
So he kind of sat on it. The way he hobbled around. Here's the freaking thing right there. And I mean, it's just a great highlight, obviously, in Chavez Ravine. But I got to hang with Kirk Gibson during my playing career. He was the manager of the Diamondbacks, and he signed a picture of that for me. So
that's awesome.
I would go back and be in the stands for that because, I mean, look at that. That's incredible. Game 1 of the World Series.
You know where I was for that?
Wow, I don't know.
On my couch in Cleveland, Ohio, senior year in high school, just starting it out, and I had mono.
Learning.
I had mono, so I fell asleep during the game. I wake up. No kidding. He's rounding the bases as I wake up. I was like, what happened?
Only one of the most important times in baseball history.
Unreal. I am going to take us back to something which was devastating as a country, but I feel like I wanted to be there as
That's a good one.
everybody came back together. And this is September 21st, 2001, so 10 days after 9/11. First sporting event back for the country. Mike Piazza takes Steve Carsey deep in the 8th inning of a 2-1 game, a 2-run shot to give New York the lead. And if you've seen any, I mean, I'm getting chills watching the video right
Me
now.
too.
Right? You've heard so many Atlanta Braves over the years, whether it's my buddy Mark DeRosa or any of those guys say, nobody likes losing, but, like, we were okay with it that day.
Heck yeah, dude.
You know, it's just, for those of us that lived through all of this,
That's a good answer. Why'd you upstaged me? That's a better answer than mine.
well,
It's
I
a
want to
great
thank
moment.
Eric for the question because he really, he forced you to, we've had so many amazing moments in this beautiful sport. And here we are. And
Awesome.
it is awesome. You just watch Piazza, like, swing that tree branch.
Just a
It's
weird
like
swing, but he got it done. Now he's managing Italy.
Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic.
He's turned his back on his country. Whatever.
So, Eric King, great job. We're going to send you a Baseball Today T-shirt. Keep pumping out the questions because we're going to be doing this, I think, for a few weeks, if not the entire year, and right? Something like that. That's awesome. Let's have a good time today.
Yes.
You have to go get your pregame meal in now.
Need a coffee and a bagel, I think I'll do.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah.
You're not a heavy eater on game day?
I just don't like the food here.
What a jerk. I think we're going to do a special edition of Baseball Today on Sunday, the morning after the Team USA makes its World Baseball Classic debut against Great Britain. I think we're going to do a Sunday morning. We'll let everybody know on social media. So we'll do that. And we're getting closer to going to 5 days a week, which I love.
Yes.
Very excited about it. So for producer Rob, for producer Dan and his freaking annoying alarm, that is Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Sunday on a special edition of Baseball Today.